welcome everybody to another episode of Beyond Redox. Today I'm joined by a very special guest, someone that I would consider a friend. He is a leader of this organization and he is a fun time every time we have him around. So please help me welcome Terry Latham.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being here. I know you were here for a team day and we couldn't miss up the opportunity to be able to spend a little bit of time with you. Tell us a little bit about, the team day you had yesterday. It'd been a while for you since the last time you came.
Well, when I first landed and stepped off the plane, what blew my mind was the airport. And we kind of tend to date things pre-COVID, post-COVID.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how long it had been.
Yeah.
And it was before this crazy mess we've been in for the past 3 or 4 years. And I get off the plane to walk, and I swear I had to walk a mile before I got to the baggage claim.
Yeah.
But then when I got
you had to
here,
go a while. Yep.
Yeah, but the hotel that they built here, a couple years back,
Yeah.
there was nothing around there. But now they got all the retail space that's out here. But it really dawned on me when we had the tour, like you said, the team day. That was a really special thing. When I joined ASEA because of technology.
Yeah.
I saw the business where we could invest our time and get the rewards on the back end.
Yeah.
But through the tour, I got to tell you, man, it just absolutely blew my mind, the advances we've made with this company.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And for those that maybe are unfamiliar with what we're even talking about, let's back up a little bit. We offer the opportunity for people, those who are interested in what we are, who we are as an organization. ASEA, if you've never been to a tour, if this is your first time listening to any of these podcasts, we do offer an opportunity. We're very transparent about what we do, how we manufacture our products, and we offer people tours, guided tours with our production team, with our R&D team. I mean, it's pretty stacked with the level of people that we have. And really what it is it's a quick opportunity for people who want to better understand the product.
Right.
There's a bunch of different elements to it, right? I mean, when you start looking at this from an opportunity perspective, then we add layers of things that you can incorporate and have as part of the visit. But really, anybody is welcome to come by and schedule a tour to be able to walk through that.
It's not just the course of the product, but it's the leadership behind this company is just, for me, mind-blowing, what y'all been able to put together.
No, appreciate that. I include myself in that group. I don't know if that was intended for me or not, but I included myself. So I will pass the message along to the other ones. Yeah, so the tour, I didn't know, and I asked Scott about this when we had a podcast. If you haven't listened to it, it's one of our first podcasts, so check it out. I had a conversation with Scott, and he told me that the design, they call it flow. So the way the tour works it's all by design. Mm-hmm. So people can see the process step by step.
Right.
So you walk in, and I'm not going to give it all away, but you walk in and the first thing you see is kind of the water coming in, right? And kind of how that works. And then there's the process of purification and all those different elements. And then you keep going and you start seeing all the different layers. You're like, okay, this is how this stuff is made. So yeah.
Pretty cool things I would share. If somebody, when they do take a tour, because we shot a video, the company shot a video, what was that, 4 or 5 years ago? Maybe?
Yeah, I would say about maybe 4.
Watch that and then come see the advancements that you guys we've been able to make. It's pretty, like I said, it's pretty cool.
We probably got to work on another video.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, that's good. So Terry, one of the things I wanted to talk about today with you, I've been able to spend a lot of time with you over the recent months. And one of the things I wanted to talk about and have you share with people, this concept of entrepreneurship. And what does it mean to be an entrepreneur? What does that look like? We had a conversation last night, you and I, and you talked about it. You said everybody sees the glory, but nobody sees the work. Nobody sees the sacrifice. And, I've heard that quote, and that philosophy holds to every element. People like Kobe Bryant, they say, man, everybody sees him taking that winning shot. Nobody knows the 52 hours he put in that week to make that shot.
That's a great story.
So it's a really incredible story. So tell us a little bit about where does your journey begin? Because I think a lot of people will be able to relate depending on where they're at with their entrepreneurship, if they're looking at ASEA or other opportunities I mean, I think we can keep it vague and just talk about what it means.
So I'm going to tie this into my son. My oldest son is 20. He's going to Texas A&M. He's studying engineering. He comes home last summer. Of course, he's coming home, this is the next summer, but he came home last summer and he did an internship. And they give him a truck, a company truck. He works at an engineering firm, gets his hard hat, and he's feeling good. And he works his first full week, and it was 50 hours. And he comes back, he's tired. And after the second week of working 50 hours, he said, Dad, I think I want to know how to do ASEA. Because it goes back to what you said. He's seen the lifestyle. My children have never known their parents to go to work in a traditional sense.
Yeah.
We've always been there.
Yeah.
So when we first got involved in the network marketing space, my background was in technology. I was in sales. My wife and I were part owners of a software company. And, I knew there had to be more to life than traveling and just making money. The thing we'll never get back is time.
Yeah.
So when I stumbled across network marketing, I thought the model made sense to me. And I said, I want to do it for one reason only, to be a dad. To be home, to be present, to not just be a provider in a sense by way of income, but to also be a part of their education, their day-to-day life. And it was absolutely worth the sacrifice. Because, I always say, if you don't break the cycle, if we don't break the cycle, who will?
Yeah. No, it's a good question. One of the quotes that you remind me of as you're talking about this that comes to mind is Bill Walsh, right? He talks about if your why is strong enough, you'll find your how. And that's exactly what you're referring to. When you say sacrifices from the entrepreneurship perspective, help elaborate a little bit more on that? I think people like being able to know and understand those things. What kind of sacrifices did you experience? Talk a little bit about those.
Hey, if you call it sacrifice. So when I got in, you go with what are your priorities? So let's say if I played golf, or if I like to go hunting, or if I like to hang out with the boys, or do whatever, that for me stopped. I got very focused. The goals were written out. The reason why was in front of me every single day when I started to build this. But so the sacrifice was just, like I said, this side stuff would take me away from what the reason I was building. Nothing got in the way of what I needed to do to get this done.
So if you were to give somebody a tip, they're waking up, they're starting to kind of see the vision of what they want to do for entrepreneurship in general. What's the first tip?
You said waking up. So most times, especially let's say somebody's retired or you're working a job.
Yeah.
If you don't set your goals or you set your day, what you're going to do the next day, the night before, the day gets away from you.
Yeah.
So you have to set your goals and you plan the day, the night before, every single day. Your ultimate goal is just bite sizes of these little steps you've taken along the way.
Yeah.
And the only way to win is to be willing to fail. Success is just a lot of failures. Just keep getting up, and getting up.
Yeah. Well, the example Chuck gave yesterday was important too, right? It's getting incrementally better every single day as you're waking through it. So, the tip that you're giving people, if you were to elaborate on that, is you're saying, listen, you need to be able to just set your goals first, have your goals clearly defined, and allow yourself. And I use that word cautiously because I think we sometimes kind of limit our ability to be able to just move forward with those goals. And what you're saying is you have to allow yourself to move in the direction of executing those goals day by day. Yeah, I think it's a great concept. I think it takes a lot of people see a lot of the glory. A lot of people see a lot of the success. What are some of the trials you've had personally to overcome? We talk about the sacrifices and some of the things you've had to do. What are some of the challenges and obstacles that you say, hey, this is...
Pride. You have to humble yourself. You really do. So if you come, let's say I've had a successful career before, I got involved in network marketing, and what brought me here was the technology, the space, the leadership. So when I I had the skill sets. And the skill sets come from the day-to-day activities, setting the goals, understanding what to do. And the thing is about this space, and even in entrepreneurship, if you come to treat this like a business, you'll get paid like a business. Treat it like a hobby, you'll get paid as a hobby. But if you come here and you want to learn the skill sets, one thing nobody can ever take away from you is your skill sets.
Yeah. Yeah, you get to carry those wherever you go. One of the things you said, if you're training the right things, what are the right things? You said if you're training on the right things, then you'll make sure that you're able to succeed.
You know, so everybody's trying to get perfect. They want to read the book, listen to podcasts, they want to keep study. What
That's where you want to live, right? And it can evolve and scale. I said it yesterday. The beauty of this business and of this company is that it's scalable to your desire, right? You treat it like a hobby or you treat it like a gig economy. Nothing wrong with that, right? People, so a lot of people live in that space. It's proven to be a very real concept, right? But there are people that are saying, well, what if I do want to pursue this at a full level? How do I go to that? So I think you talking about those steps, and you said pride. I think the humility comes from saying, I can get better.
do you know in this space of network marketing, you get free mentorship. So to give you an idea, you fall on the road that's been paved already. There's no secrets. And the cool thing is we're all going to give you everything we know. Because why? Because we all win.
Yeah.
You know, this is the amazing thing about this space. And what you also brought up, people know more today. And so when I got involved 20 years ago, I was worried about the pyramid scheme idea.
Yeah.
And that's so 1990s. That's in the past.
Yeah.
Because today people know more than ever that they need a plan B. And then, especially if you're working, you're really busy, you're stressed out. You know what's funny today? Even if people retire, they're busier than they were before they even retired.
Yeah.
So they have to make the time. They have to set their goals. But like I said, there's free mentorship, and you got to simplify. You don't overcomplicate this stuff.
Yeah, and I think when you talk about everybody wins, you know, I would add to that by saying you have an organization or a company where the product is incredible. Yeah. So if you have all of those elements as you're looking at this entrepreneurship element, that's where you start to really see, because I always try to think of businesses kind of through this pragmatic lens and say, okay, well, I'm assessing all the different competitive advantages that this organization would have, right? You talk about an industry where it's been paved, it's been proven to be successful. I think a lot of people in this space at some point felt like they had to defend the industry, defend what I do. Do you feel like that's still the case?
So let me ask you a question. If we're talking, you give me an objection. Right, we know the numbers. 1% is wealthy, 4% needs outside income, say Social Security at the age of 65 or better.
Yeah.
95% are dead or broke at the age of 65. So if I know the numbers and I'm talking to you, you give me any pushback, I said, Frank, sound like you have a plan. What's your plan? And you know what? Well, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Well, see, you might want to sit back and listen. We have plans. So here's the cool thing about ASEA. When I came here, we just had the drink. It was about Redox, salt water from Salt Lake City. Did not understand it, but I knew the product was getting results. And then I came from a company that had over 100 products. I had my thing down, everything else. But the thing about this product, there's a lot of science behind this. So I had to simplify. We knew that 50% of people get results in 30 days and 90% 90. So when I made the phone call, Frank, if I called just say, hey, Frank, this is Terry, to catch you at a bad time. He said, well, what's going on? I said, look, I'm about to make a massive business move. Just want to see if you're open to making some money. Now, how many people out there are looking to make extra money? He said, well, what is it? I said, look, Frank, you're busy. I'm busy too. This company's put together a system of information to educate you. The cool thing is, it only takes about 10 to 15 minutes. When can you take this time to look at this information? I'll look at it tonight. Great, I'll follow up with you tomorrow at 10. Now, here's the thing about this. It's the process. I'll go back to, for me, we always put about the product, but it's about the process of information, because if I'm busy, I've got to figure out how I'm going to fit this into my schedule. Now, on the second part, I know the numbers. 50% of people get results in 30 days, 90 and 90. We're talking about the drink. Now, here's the cool thing. Was it 5 years into the burn of ASEA, we came out with the gel. We have an anti-aging, but when we started to discover other modalities with this, you can rub it in certain places and certain things start to happen. But the cool thing is, what's it do for me? It gets away from me personally, the Krebs cycle, the heavy science, because the people look for simplicity.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and when products are more provide a quicker efficacy or result, it makes that window that you're talking about for the communication be shorter. And that's what's incredible. And I talk about these things often, even internally with the team, and as we have conversations, is, you know, the product can stand on its own. And what I mean by that is this product is not on trial. None of the elements of this or none of the products that this company creates are on trial by any means. Meaning we're not out to actually get validation as to whether or not what we've developed, what we've created actually is providing some of the benefits or providing some of the support that we're talking about. We know that. We know it's been proven time and time again. So as people are starting to initiate this entrepreneurship, whatever state of their organization or whatever state of their life they exist in, it's never too late to start. It's never too late to kind of kick off and say, okay, this is where I want to position this. Set your goals, right? You kind of set your goals. And what I thought was really interesting that you said, and I mean, it's your call now is very polished, so I commend you for that. 20 years, it looks like you got it down. But being able to have the conversations with people out of the gate to say, hey, here's what this product can do. And in simplicity, one of the things I really like that you talk about often is how do we simplify the message or simplify the process as a whole.
So, you know, when I talk to people, I don't start off with the product. I'm about to speak about, have you ever heard of Redox?
Yeah.
It's the greatest health and science breakthrough of our lifetime, said Redox.
Yeah.
And it's a whole science around this stuff. And if people start digging into Redox, you know, I remember once I was doing a closing out an event for ASEA, and they had it's in Vegas. I had my talk ready, and I stood on stage. And you always want to do something, like you said, to give them something to take home that will plant it. Now I thought a great presentation that was going to happen. So I started. I said, guys, there are 12, at the time, there were 15,000 studies on PubMed.gov that basically say the science of redox signaling molecules happen to be the greatest health and science breakthrough of our lifetime. Now, that's how I summed up. It doesn't actually say that. And then they looked at me, and I held the bottle of ASEA up, and I said, and there's only one supplement on the planet. And everybody hooting and hollering, bam, bam, ah. And then he sat down and got quiet, and I said, then why aren't there more people here? Because they spend too much time trying to still validate or sell the product versus understanding what this is coming from and what we hold.
Yeah,
so I speak of vision of where we're taking this thing and the magnitude of what we have.
Well, the vision is shared, my friend.
No.
Thank you. Thank
Love
you.
it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I think that is a great shift in kind of paradigm and perspective as to how you want to view it, how you want to position the product, all of the different elements. And we use the word opportunity a lot, but the opportunity is in knowing that there's so many people out there who still don't know about this product. So there's all these different elements, right? It's the element of opportunity of what this product can do for you, the opportunity of the benefits it can provide. It's also the financial opportunity that this can yield for to make it a business, to make it be your own business. And in addition to that, the opportunity of what the benefits of this product can bring that will yield for more financial benefits to you personally, right? So there's all these different layers and elements of opportunity that I think are important to identify and define.
But you know, another thing that we don't talk about enough, we talk about product, we talk about the business, but it does the culture or the community, what starts to happen. And powerful. People have been separated for so long. When they come here and they have a group of people, let's say that you fail, but in this business model, you don't fail by yourself. You got a whole team of people lifting you back up.
Yep. Yeah. And the culture of this company, the ethos, the values, the principles that represent this company are like nothing I've ever seen before. Every organization that I've been a part of, even when they've had fairly decent products, they're missing the element of the culture, the unity, the ethos, and the values that this organization and I mean, you walk through the building, it's real. Everybody here lives it every second, and it is genuine to the core of who people are. And I can say that I'm proud to be associated with this organization for that reason. So
I think people, they need to make sure not to miss this.
Yeah.
I mean, truly. I mean, even the clay mask.
Yeah.
I did a meeting in Oklahoma, all places. I was in Oklahoma. I had a bunch of ranchers in there and their spouses. Yeah. And I took this clay mask. This is what's crazy. I just put them in the back of their hand. Now I got some man's men in there, right? Put them in the back of the hand, and the ladies too. Put them, and then after 10 minutes we rub it off, and they look, every one of them, and then even the guy looking at it going, "Whoa!" Yeah. So the only thing that does is simplifies my story. Exactly. They see it there, and then I can leverage a tool set to start to pull them in through the rest of the process.
Yeah, I love it. Terry, we're up on time, but it's been a real pleasure. Is there any closing remarks you want to share with the audience, those listening or viewing this? Any final messages you want to share with them?
If you don't change, nothing will. I mean, the biggest thing about this, when we look at building a business, you say a 3-year plan, a 5-year plan. You know what's fun? You start thinking about how much time that takes. Oh man, 3 to 5 years. How fast did that pass? How fast? And you remember 3 years ago? You remember 5 years ago? The only thing you have to do is make a decision and do something. It doesn't matter if it's ASEA. If it's for ASEA, for you, let's go. For me, I tell people I love the industry of network marketing. I can hit many different reasons why I love network marketing. I hang my hat with ASEA. There's reasons behind that because I look at, like I said, even a pre-IPO company. I'm not saying that's where we are, but it's almost where you invest your time. Understand the model of network marketing, and once you make a decision, don't look back. And that's the best thing I can tell anybody.
Appreciate that, Terry. Great message. It has been my joy and a pleasure. I can't believe we've blown through this time. So thank you for being with us. Thank you for taking the time to sit with us and provide your vision, your perspective, your experience, and your journey. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Now I got to go catch a plane.
We'll see you soon.